God is saying, I'm never going to leave you. That won't change here as long as you stick here with me. I'll be with you year after year. But this is the consequences to your actions, and they're very kind of heavyweight in that, you're going to have all of this, just uneasiness and all of this extra burdening things in your life here that you did not have before, and it's going to be because of physically or emotionally, and that's exactly what's going to happen here as a consequence. But I will redeem you, I'll rescue you. There will be a way where you won't be sucked into this darkness, right? You will be able to be redeemed here somehow, some way. So hang tight, but I will be with you every step of the way. I'll be with you endlessly. Just continue to seek me. Yeah, don't hide from me, but always be in communication and connection, and always having that time with me here. And to still be here having a relationship, even though it has been broken here. Things are now broken and not intact as it was before, but God keeps his promises. He will promise to rescue them and all of humanity. There is a way, and God will do it. God is good. He will help us, even though we have disobeyed. And now this great fall has led to, death and sin and more evil in many different forms. But yet it is not just the only thing here. There's still good, God's goodness here, and it will overpower the evil. So the man and the woman were driven away from their beautiful home in the garden that day, the day they decided they wanted to be like God and ate from the forbidden tree. But God promised them that one day he'd send his son down to earth to rescue all men from their terrible fate, and he promised he'd never leave them, but he'd be with them forever. When it comes down to it, later down the road, eternity is with God. It still will be like that, even though they messed up here. All right, the parents note, nice as solitude is, sometimes prolonged isolation from others often leads to severe illness, mental or physical or both. People just tend to be happiest when they're with other people. So we'll remember that, because Adam was alone, and that really affected him too in many ways, negatively. So God made Eve for Adam, and they enjoyed exploring the world together. We know that for sure. They are exploring the world, they're enjoying, they're still in the way God made them initially. Together too, they did a terrible thing. They decided they could be like God if they ate the forbidden fruit. They ate it and unleashed sin and death for all generations. God had warned them, but they didn't believe him. They didn't trust him fully, at least. Now they knew the greatest isolation of all. They no longer felt together with God. To live in that awful isolation for long would certainly mean death, but God still loved his creatures. He reached out to them and bound them to himself again with a promise. We have seen that promise fulfilled. We know now that because God sent his son, we have togetherness with him and with each other forever. As you discuss the story with the child, draw on his own experiences of loneliness and togetherness. From the editor. Wow, this is beautiful, because at the end of the day, that's truly what had happened. At the end of the day, togetherness is something that we need, and God will provide that back to how he wanted initially.